Hey everyone, Sam Darley here, and I'm recapping Game 3 of the finals. 118-113 Golden State. Cleveland played absolutely their best game I've seen them have all playoffs long. They played great. LeBron and Kyrie were absolute monsters tonight, and still wasn't enough to beat the Golden State Warriors. Kevin Durant with the dagger 3. Kyrie Irving with the mental lapse, now going 2 for 1. And not getting the stops down the stretch to win the game. Now they're down 3 games to nothing. No team in NBA history has come back from 3-0 to win a playoff series. Yeah, to me, I said before the series, I felt like it was an overhyped matchup. I don't want to see a sweep. I had Cavs in 5. That's looking real bad right now. Credit to the Golden State Warriors. They played great, but at the end of the day, we've got 4 MVPs, 2 by Durant, 2 by Curry. Draymond Green's they're semi deep, but they're just locked and loaded with great 3-point shooting. And I watched the halftime show today, and I don't know, Michelle Beadle asked Commissioner Adam Silver about whether this was good for the NBA, and he absolutely dismissed how, realistically, this is not good for the NBA to have Cleveland and Golden State not even good enough to have a 3-0 lead in the NBA Finals. He basically said, we don't want the talent to get stale, tacky. We don't want to punish teams for building. We want to punish teams and coaches for making moves to make their team better. I understand that. I respect that. But at the end of the day, this is a league, and there's 30 teams. And on paper, Golden State and Cleveland are on pace to match up every year in the finals. So no, this isn't good for the game. Next year when it's part 4, with Paul George probably going to Cleveland, or I guess we'll see what happens. But to me, this NBA Finals is pretty much shown reminiscent of how bad this season has been. He basically hyped up a colossal matchup. And it's probably going to end in 4 games and maybe 5. So, really, what does the NBA do to try and improve that product? That's the question in the offseason. Golden State played, like I said, I'm not trying to take anything away from the Golden State Warriors, but at the end of the day, Cleveland played the best game, and they still didn't win. LeBron was amazing. I thought he got fouled by Iguodala. It was close. I just thought that Iguodala got the hand, not the basketball. But it is what it is. Golden State took 3-0. Cleveland's in a hole. Speaking of losing, the Houston Astros lost their 2nd consecutive game to the Kansas City Royals after blowing a 7-1 lead last night. They trailed 7-2. Dallas Keuchel was scratched from his start, for being sick. I think, to me, this is going to be the biggest problem for the Astros. They've got tremendous depth offensively. They've got tremendous talent at the positions, except for pitching. There's not a lot of depth. They have to call up somebody immediately from AAA and pull somebody out of the bullpen to make the start, because the bullpen has been used. They're 16th in the league in bullpen innings. I really feel like that's a misleading stat, because a lot of these guys I see pitch almost every single game. So, it's a statistic that 16 out of 30 in bullpen innings pitched. But again, a lot of these guys, like Giles, looks fatigued. Gregerson's been awful all year long. Goodwin had a rough outing last night after having a good outing the night before. So some of it's execution, but some of it's fatigue. And I said from the get-go I was concerned about the Astros rotation, but it's all on Keuchel and McCullers to stay healthy. And If they can't stay healthy, then that's going to be a huge problem for the Astros. But they'll wrap up the series with the Royals before coming home to take on the Angels to start the big homestand. The Angels will come in for 3. The Angels lost, the Mariners lost, the Rangers lost, and the Athletics lost. So no damage done in the standings. The Astros are still 13.5 games in front of the second place Angels. And Houston, but Houston's got a problem. It's called pitching. They need pitching. And I think they're about to make a move. I heard that Martez got scratched from his AA start in Corpus Christi. Either he's getting moved up to AAA, moved up to the big leagues, or the Astros are getting ready to make a move for a big name pitcher. They've been in talks with getting Garrett Cole, Chris Archer. They've been scouting Sonny Gray and Jose Quintana. I wouldn't give up a top prospect for Sonny Gray nor Quintana. Quintana's been pretty bad, and Gray's been hurt for the last couple of years. But Garrett Cole and Chris Archer, yeah, I'd give up a top prospect. But that's really about one top prospect and maybe another one. But we'll see what happens. I know it's a good time. I really feel like while the trade deadline's in July, I really feel like now is a good time for them to make a trade because it'll give the guys time to get chemistry with the new guys, with the newly acquired player. It'll give them time to really gel before the All-Star break. The All-Star break is coming up. I know the Astros will be looking forward to it. I know the Astros got a few guys on the ballot. It's not as meaningful anymore as it was in recent years. The winner does not get home field advantage. And so far, the Astros are currently the best team in baseball. They would have home field advantage in the World Series. It's about record. But yeah, the Cubs are now the hottest team in the league, and they've won 5 in a row. So you got your peaks and valleys in 162 games, but these last couple of games have been really concerning for the Astros. I know they've been hot, but that's because the bats have been hot. But bats. It's like in the NBA when you see these high offensive teams, like Houston. When their offense goes cold, there's no defense. This is very much a similar situation. The bats they still scored 5 runs, but the series they haven't done as much damage as they've done in the past couple of weeks. They look like they're cooling off a bit, and I think this is where pitching is going to have to take over. But we'll see what happens. We'll see what Jeff Luhnow's got cooked up his sleeve. Game 3, 118-113. Golden State over Cleveland. If Cleveland becomes the first team ever to win a series from down 3-0, that would be amazing. That would be incredible. But I don't think it's going to happen. I think it's going to end in Game 4. This has been Sam Dolly saying thank you for watching.